What is a supply chain tsunami? A rarely occurring supply chain phenomenon with a sudden and devastating impact on a focal firm, its supply network, or even the entire industry. 5 aspects of a supply chain tsunami: low frequency, a long gestation period followed by a sudden release of forces, point of origin is in the periphery, long-term structural impact, massive immediate impact. Are they avoidable? Supply chain tsunamis can be foreseen and often even prevented by management. By picking up the early warning signals from the periphery of the supply chain. Anatomy: types of supply chain tsunamis. For a long time, all seems to be well. Suddenly and unexpectedly, bad news breaks. This leads to a violent reaction in the market, with severe internal consequences. It then becomes clear that supply chain and operational problems have long existed. Finally, it becomes apparent that these problems were missed or systematically ignored, underestimated, or even denied by management. Schedule pressure tsunami originates in the engineering processes and component manufacturing, which is often outsourced. Demand bubble tsunami originates with the firm's customers, essential to monitor downstream supply chain. Quality cascade tsunami originate from internal support processes. Relationship spiral tsunamis originating from degrading external buyer-supplier dyads can create major crises in external buyer-supplier settings. Preventing supply chain tsunamis. To prevent supply chain tsunamis, it's important to develop the ability to spot gray swans, notably around the edges of an organization's broad supply chains. Looking for early indicators of alterations or crises developing. Exchange of information and visibility. The dynamics that control the peripheral, and ultimately the center, of supply networks need to be better understood by businesses and their supply chain partners. This will make it clear what types of data they should gather and what KPIs to track. IT is helpful, and modern technology undoubtedly presents excellent potential, but for better sense-making, a deeper comprehension of underlying phenomena is necessary. Therefore, theory development is essential to accelerating progress. Decision-making. Making decisions calls for coordinated decision-making across numerous corporate units, functions, and hierarchical levels. Formal decision models can significantly enhance and speed up the decision-making process, especially when they are created with and for management. For instance, the engineering firm Fluor often uses a formal system dynamics model of project dynamics to avert schedule pressure tsunamis. The growth of process-based theories that explicitly incorporate the physical and institutional structure of operational systems and the behavioral decision-making of the actors in those systems is fostered by system dynamics. In order to ensure ownership and commitment to the policy suggestions that result from the model, system dynamics has also created excellent practices for constructing models in collaboration with management and staff of the organizations involved. Learning from previous supply chain tsunamis. One issue with crises leading to operational losses is that failures must be learned from, although victories are much more interesting to document and discuss. The procedures and practices of a prosperous company can also serve as a benchmark or an idealized model. Contrarily, operational losses need observational learning that involves avoiding or anticipating the events that lead to such losses. Organizations can learn from supply chain tsunamis by providing answers to these 2 questions. What affects how soon and in what depth a company, supply chain, or sector learns from a business tsunami experience? 2. What would a corporate tsunami do to organizational culture, information systems, supply chain partnerships, inventory strategy, sourcing strategy, etc. over the long term?